So the experience of the client, the analysand in psychoanalytic therapy is long-term, open in terms of the willingness to engage in free association. And the analyst, at least in neo-Freudian or neo psychoanalytic therapies, the analyst creates a non-judgmental and safe environment where everything could be talked about. The client is willing to explore Oedipus and Electra complexes, ang desires niya, what are your darkest desires. Those are all openly explored in psychoanalytic therapy. What is the kind of relationship between the analyst and the analysand? The analyst is the person who is, it's the therapist. Um, this naming portrays the significance of the interpretative role of the counselor, which means that the counselor does analysis all the time. It's different from classical analysts and relational analysts. In classical analysts, this is in classical Freudian therapy, while your relational analyst would be in your neo-Freudian or neo-psychoanalytic therapy with the works of Klein Horney, Erikson, Jung, and Kohn. What is cultivated in the analyst and analysand relationship is the phenomenon of transference, where the client shifts feelings from significant others in the past to the counselor or to the analyst. Anger towards the parents, mother, father, whatever, is projected towards the counselor. So it's important to cultivate the blank screen because there is no basis. It allows a space for transference to occur. The role of the counselor is to interpret that transference. Pwede niya ingnon nga. Na-notice na ako nga na-attention sa imuhang voice which suggests that you might be angry at that time to me because of the conversation. Now, looking back, ma-remember na ko itong niaging session na istoryahan nato nga napoy time in the past nga ang gibuhat sa imuhang papa is ing ani ing ana. Na ba kay connection ng imuhang nabati sa ako o imuhang nabati sa imuhang papa sa una? Ana. So that's an interpretative um, mindset for transference. Another phenomenon in the analyst-analyst relationship is the concept of working through. This is the process which consists of a repetitive and elaborate exploration of unconscious material from the childhood. Working through means that there are blocks in reaching towards the contents of the unconscious. But we will work through them. We will overcome and break these barriers so that we get to the contents of the unconscious. Hinay-hinay siya, dili siya kalit. So delivery of interpretation also has to be timed well. Counter-transference happen if the counselor responds to the client's transference based on his or her own unconscious conflicts or dynamics. Halimbawa, ang transference, ang client or ang analysand would have feelings of attraction towards the counselor, and then the counselor would also have feelings of attraction towards the analysand. Then the counselor's experience is a counter transference because he responded to a projection of the person's attraction from early childhood to authority figures. Yan. Tapos na po di I need si counselor na siya need to help others to feel loved ba unya wala siya aware nga na siya yung adto nga need unya pag abot dito sa counseling si client na attract siya dito kay counselor tapos karon kay si client na attract kay counselor si counselor po na attract po kay client so na counter transference dito. Should we terminate the counseling relationship if such an event occurs? Not necessarily. Because care is essential, but by that I mean nga, dili na to siya suddenly interrupt ang care nga ginahatag nato ba? Because no care is still worse than having some care. So, ang atong idea is that Pwede ba siya nga naay supervision, naay mentoring and coaching, naay someone nga magbantay, bantay jud no. Murag, sa tawag nimo ana, chaperon. Oh, wala mong mga teenager na amoy chaperon during your counseling. Because the idea is to make sure that while countertransference exists, it's a natural phenomenon. It is not adversely affecting the quality of the therapy. So when dealing with countertransference, therapists would prevent acting out and are aware of their own countertransference because they've been through therapy themselves. So their ability to gain understanding about their boundaries with their clients is a fundamental skill in psychoanalytic therapy. Absent that personal awareness of our own issues and conflicts, especially in the context of psychoanalytic therapy, we could not be effective analysts. So, personal therapy and clinical supervision would be helpful in gaining understanding of our own complexes. Unya kay sa ubang nasod, before ka ma-certify as a psychologist, na siya required hours nga makagikag counseling. Dire, hmm, even in grad school, uh, masters and PhD in Australia, for example, na sila ay mandatory na number of hours ka magpa-counseling. Nagod mi sa PhD. Actually, among mga klase, mura jud siya counseling. Ana. Especially with the teachers. Kay ang mga subjects man kay advanced psychotherapy, advanced group process, may nga na mga subject. So, unsa man ang dad-on sa klase? Di ang amang kaugalingong experience di ba? So mahuman ang klase kanang mga hubag among mga mata na one time klase namo sa PhD family counseling and psychotherapy kanang mag-share ang mga classmates ug ako pod sa mga family experiences, mga problems ing ana. Tapos ang teacher is the president of the PAP from Siliman. Pagkahuman sa klase, sakit ka kung tutunlan. Kanagong ang hilak sa imong mga classmate, kaya karang mga hilak jud nga kuan, tapos dili pud ka gusto nga mag-appeal og kuan. Tapos sakit ka tutunlan nagpugong og kanang kuan, kilas nang ubag ang mga mata ana. So oftentimes magawas may magkaon ana. Ka mao ta mo ang bonding. Yeah. Unfortunately, nanindot unta na siya in this subject. Actually, it's supposed to be something like this. We'll try to work on that. Yeah, so personal therapy and clinical supervision. But nonetheless, counseling is not for psychometricians, it's for psychologists. Okay, so again, the key technique in psychoanalytic therapy is interpretation. This means looking at the material that the client brings to the session from the perspective of dynamic, topographic, developmental, or structural approaches, and then offering that interpretation to the client. It is not an imposition of the interpretation. It is an invitation to consider a different perspective about their experience. Dili nun nga, ay naajud kay pag nanasa sa imong mama, ana, dili jud nimo well, kung classical Freudian, ipugos jud niya. Pero kung neo-Freudian, mas invitational ng approach ba. I-offer na lang nimo siya and the client is left the freedom whether to accept your interpretation or not. If they will not accept it, okay, the stronger the resistance, the more correct. Dili na tinuod. Ana, mag-ingon imo ang client, mas tinuod to siya kung classic. Kaya nga naman ang function sa unconscious, di ba? It will try to suppress the realities its contents from going to the consciousness because it's threatening. So the more adverse the reaction, the stronger the emotional reaction of the client, the more truthful that interpretation can be. Mao na siya ang perspective ni psychoanalytic therapy. Mao na siya nga ipugos niya dahan niya tuklod-tuklod iyang interpretation bahangtod nga dawatan sa client. Ana. But in modern psychoanalytic perspectives, it is an offering. It is more invitational. It is a a conversation where the client is free to accept the interpretation or not. So how do we do an interpretation? One, we must always begin with a therapeutic alliance because interpretations are often invasive. They are not easily accepted. Yes. Kay, syempre, yung gina-interpret nimo katong mga threatening na mga memories and experiences from early childhood. Malamang, dili niya dawaton at first try. So, you must begin first with having a therapeutic alliance na comfortable and confident mo and open mo in your counseling to discuss matters that are awkward, that could make the client vulnerable, that could make you feel vulnerable, that could hurt you both. This space allows for censorship to become lower and for interpretation to be more easily accepted. Second, the roles of the analyst and the analysand must always be clear at the outset of the counseling, particularly in the informed consent. I have made a script, ibutang nako dira sa atong counseling na ay mga panahon nga makakita ko og pattern sa imong gina-share. Pwede nga kani nga pattern na ay connection sa imong naagian tong bata pa ka o sa atong counseling relationship, early childhood experiences and transference. Okay ra ba nga sultian ta ka usahay kung na ako'y manotice nga pattern aron mas pwede nato ni mahisgutan o mas masabtan unsay epekto ani sa imong kinabuhi karon. So, ang gibuhat nako is gi-invite nako siya o gi-induce nako siya nga ngani mo ang role, magstorya ka, ngani ako ang role, mag-interpret. Karon, ang bridging sa tong role is nine times nga hisgutan nato ang ko ang interpretation. Nine times nga paminaw nimo di mao, nine times nga paminaw nimo maujod. Pero this is an invitation nga himo na to ni siyang part sa ato ang counseling process. Ana. Tanaw na tong mga patterns. Okay, how do we deliver our interpretation? Well, there are specific time. You cannot just on first session ingon nimo nga ay siguro naka-experience atong bata ka nga suko kaayo ka sa imong igsuon kay paminaw nimo siya lang kanon ang favorite. Unya kay igsuon gud to niya nya ingnon nimo nga suko kay siya sa iyang igsuon di confrontative kaayo ang imong interpretation. Tapos wala pa mo nag-build og therapeutic alliance. Malamang i-resist to niya. Yeah. So timing is critical in delivering your interpretation. If it is delivered too early, there might be resistance. If it is delivered too late, it might be confusing. So here are some tips on watching out when to deliver. What is the right timing for the delivery of the interpretation? One is watching out when the client is just a step away from becoming aware of something new. Nagastorya siya og iyahang problem sa iyahang ah, husband nga ana. Halimbawa si client, ang problem niya ang gidala sa counseling is that ang husband niya kay cold kaayo sa iyaha, wala naga-express of affection, and then the husband is um, maybe 5, 7 years older than the client. Then, tapos in your prior sessions na iskutan ninyo nga ang iyahang papay nga tupod. Pero dili pa ka sure nga, murag na iyang na connection ng iyahang papa ug iyahang husband karon. Murag ana na pattern ba? Nag-transference iyahang experience atong sa iyahang papa sa iyahang husband karon. Pero dili pa ka sure kung kanus ani mo i-deliver na nga interpretation. And then one of the sessions maingon sabtang nag-istorya mo sa iyahang problem sa iyahang husband, makaingon siya nga, "Hmm, ako ang mama man gani sa una kay giantos yun niya ako ang papa ingani-ingana." Tapos, oops, wait, siya na mismo nag-create og connection, ready na siya to receive my interpretation. So, i-deliver na nimo yung mga interpretation. Bitaw, nabantayan pud na ako nga imuhang papa sa una kay inganing iyang batasan, unya imuhang husband sa una kay inganing iyang batasan. Murag pareho ang imuhang reaction sa ilahan, no? Tag-ana. So, dito na nimo dayon natumong nimo tong imong interpretation that you're trying to demonstrate that it's a transferentic relationship from father to husband. Second is wait for the client to show positive regard for you. And dili pa mo makadevelop og the right amount of intimacy, trust, dili pa right time for an interpretation. Wait until you can say the interpretation clearly and articulately. If it is not yet clear in your mind, murag nakita ka nga, naay connection ang papa o ang husband na relationship. Murag mirror sila. Pero di pa ka sure unsaon nimo pagsulti. So, dili sa nimo isulti. Yeah. And wait until you have enough data to support your interpretation. So, pwede nimo to sampayan nga, base man gud sa imong ingon atong last session nato, kay nga nimo hang papa, nga ni mga ginabuhat niya. Base pud sa ingon nimo karon sa sa ato ang session, nga nimo hang husband. Murag na ay mirror reflection between pwede ka nga kaning reflection between uh, imuhang papa sa una ug imong husband karon naka-contribute sa imong depression karon. So gina-invite na nimo siyang mag-reflect nga ang iyahang uh, trigger for the depression is a transferentic relationship from father to husband. Okay. What do we interpret? We have two triangles of insight that we interpret in psychoanalytic therapy. The first triangle is a conflict-based insight or triangle, and the second one is a transference-based uh, triangle. The example I just gave you with the papa husband is a transference-based interpretation. The pillars, the corners of a transference-based interpretation is you should have information about a childhood relationship. You should have information about a contemporary relationship. You should see or you should observe similarities, transferences from childhood relationship to contemporary relationship. Okay. The other triangle of insight is the conflict-based insight. The client wants something but is unable to perceive that. Let's say, si husband, married siya sa isa ka lawyer, babae. Busy kaayo si attorney sa trabaho. Dili niya matagaan og attention iyahang husband pa. Unya, mahurot iyahang panahon sa trabaho. So, paminaw ni husband nga houseband siya. Ang iyang sense of machismo kay nag-ubos siyang tanaw sa iyang kagalingon kay murag di na siya lucky sa iyang tanaw. So na siya wish. The wish is I want to be perceived as a provider, masculine, macho husband. But the threat is that my wife is a powerful PC attorney. So I could not be, my wish is not fulfilled in our relationship. So the defensive compromise is, pwede siyang naay feelings of resentment or anger dito. Pwede na ma-display siya ng iyahang wish, mangabit siya, kay dito sa iyahang kabit nga mas bata kaysa sa iyahang wife, dito niya mapakita nga macho siya, gwapo siya ang provider, siya ang naghahatag og kalipay, kay dili man to niya makuha na wish dito sa iyahang current relationship. So there's a wish that could not be fulfilled, so there's a defensive compromise nga nangabit siya. And then i-rationalize niya ang pagpangabit niya. Ino niya nga, wala man gani ko nimo ginatagan, blah 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 na. So now you have a very ripe opportunity for interpretation. And that is a conflict-based insight or a conflict-based triangle. So I will deliver that for example. Nasulti nimo sa ato ang counseling session nga gusto nimo nga makita ka sa imong wife nga masaligan o ma-affirm niya ang imong pagkalalaki. Pero kay naaramang ka sa balay ug ang imong wife ang naga-provide para sa inyo ang duha ka anak, paminaw nimo nga wala nimo na fulfill to imong obligation as a husband. So, niadto ka dito sa ubang babae ug ang nakuha nimo aning ubang babae is mas napabati niya sa imuha nga lalaki ka ana. But it created a conflict with your wife. So, when I delivered that na interpretation, ma-realize niya, bitaw, ingani, well, hopefully ma-realize niya. Ah, ang point nimo dito nga nang i-deliver nimo na siya nga interpretation is to gain understanding or to support the client from gaining an insight. Nganong ingad tong iyang, unsa iyang motivation nganong gibuhat niya. And it's because there's a wish, there's a threat, and the response is a defensive compromise. You're now using your defense mechanisms. So your points of interpretation could be the defense mechanisms or the transferentic relationship. In a conflict-based insight, there is a client wish, aim, drive that goes against an imagined or real threat, which results to a defensive compromise. Let's take, for example, there is a wish. She wants to be angry with her father who raped her because of the betrayal of her trust. So, na resentment, hate, ing ana. Pero na-threat kay dili pud niya ma-express iyang anger, hate. Kaya ang papa man pud ang nag-aatiman sa iya ha, nagatag sa iyang kaunon, ana. So, na-wish to aggress. That's the Thanatos drive. Na-threat because there's an idea that a good daughter must be obedient and loving to the father. So, unsa may defensive compromise? Kalimtan niya tong experience of rape. Rape, that could be repression. Repression of the memory of the rape. Or reaction formation. Clingy kaayo siya, attached siya sa iyahang father, even if the father was not functional for that matter. So that's an example of a conflict-based insight. So, there's a depression there kay gusto man gud mo gawas ni memory sa iyahang consciousness, pero kay na may repression, so magpakita siya as a symbol of I am weak, I am sad, I don't have energy, I don't want to do things, I don't enjoy life, I want to end my life. So depression siya. Pero wala ta kabalo nga ang root di ay sa iyahang depression are all those emotions from the unconscious that were repressed. Mahurim-hurim jud ning psychoanalytic therapy, magic ang interpretation. So your goal, or iyan na, the psychological consequence could be anxiety or depression. For a transference-based interpretation, you see an observed relationship pattern between an early childhood relationship and a current relationship. And then you demonstrate what is the effect of the repetition of the response in a younger relationship to the present relationship. For example, usahay mabantayan nako nga maglisod ka og open up sa imong mga gibati diri sa atong counseling. That's your observed relationship pattern, counselor client. Makadumdum ko sa gi-share nimo sa una nga ang imong mama kanunay mga saba sa imo nga ang mature nga tawo kabalo mo tago sa iyang gibati. That was the early childhood relationship. Paminaw nako murag na ay connection ang naagian nimong batasan sa imong mama ug sa kung unsa ka diri sa atong counseling. And that is your observation of the effect of the early relationship to a current relationship. So that's a transference-based insight. Other techniques in psychoanalysis use maintaining an analytical framework, which means that we are always trying to understand what is the unconscious motivation. The other one is free association, the bedrock of psychoanalytic therapy. Free association, kani siyang iyang instruction in Bisaya nga gimugna na ako. Kani nga technique ginatawag nga free association. Sama sa akong ingon, parte sa ato ang psychoanalytic counseling, ang maghisgot sa kung unsa man ang naa sa imong huna-huna. Samtang nagapaminaw ko atong tan-awon kung naa ba tay makuha nga insight sa kung ngano ing ani ka karon. Sa pagsugod nato tagata ka og time nga mosulti bisan unsa pa mosulod sa imong huna-huna. Kung pwede dili lang nimo pugngan basta istorya lang nimo sa ako. Ano na siya ang instruction nimo for your free association. Tapos out of the contents of the free association, ngita nakakaroon, transference, defense mechanism, wish, threat, early childhood relationship, naay present relationship, kunya imuhang ana-anaon, sumpay-sumpayon nimo, ana, hangtod nga ready na ka maghatag og imong interpretation. So free association is your data gathering. You use the concepts as your theoretical framework and then you make your results and discussion. More po siya research, no? So other techniques involve the analysis of resistance. Resistance refers to anything that works against the progress of the therapy. Magsiging ka late, siging ka absent, dili makigstorya, masuko sa imo, anything that inhibits moving forward in your counseling could be a form of resistance. So your question would be, unsa day ang ginaisgutan ninyo before nag-exist ang resistance? Maybe you were about to jump into insignificant insight nga dili pa niya ready dawaton. Mao na siya karon nag-resist na siya. Other royal roads to the unconscious includes dreams and parapraxis of Freudian sleeps, which we have talked about in theories of personality. Um, that is classical. Na? Your neo-psychoanalytic perspectives involves theories of Jung, Klein, Horney, Kohut, Erikson, and the others. So in Jungian psychoanalysis, for example, the therapeutic goal is to achieve individuation. As the client, individuation comes from the word individual or individed. Not divided siya ba? Kaya ang argument manggod ni Jung is that as we went along through our experience in childhood, we accumulate experiences nga dili nato madawat. Dili nato gusto nga part sa to ang kung kinsa ta. Dili nato gusto nga part sa to ang memories, sa to ang thoughts, mga emotions nga dili nato madawat. So to be individuated means that you bring all together all these experiences that you don't want and you accept them as part of them. You accept your dark side and your light side. You accept your male side and your female side. You accept your hero and then you accept your shadow. You accept your mother archetype and then your father archetype. All of this gamut of experiences brought together. According to Jung, the ultimate level of a person is when they are able to accept and they are able to hold together contradicting realities about themselves. We are naturally hypocrites, but we are in denial that we are hypocrites. So Jung asserts that the goal of therapy is to recognize that we are hypocrites so that we can bring together an acceptance nga sometimes sing anita, natay inconsistencies. And that's the reality of the self. You are the bad sheep and the good sheep at the same time. You are the yin and the yang at the same time. So the process of Jungian psychoanalysis is exploration of archetypal materials in dreams, parts of ourselves that we have disowned, bringing them in the context of counseling, and reflecting it back, telling it back to the client so that the client could begin to understand yan adi ay siya parts nga mga ingani nga dili niya madawa ingana. If you recall in our theories of personality, I told you that halin kaayo ning individuation na concept sa ako, particularly in the context of war. Kay people would see the shadow of their enemy but would not see their own shadow. So they would attack the shadow of their enemy, failing to recognize that they should first fix their own shadows before they could fight the shadow of others. And so in the exploration of dreams, there's prospectival dreams, which helps us to prepare for experiences and events as we anticipate them in the future. Yeah. Dili siya prediction of the future, ang dreams, but it's like our mind anticipates what are the coming events in our lives. And based on our experiences and the experiences of our ancestors, the messages of the archetypes, no, they will be our guide to make better choices in the coming events in the near future. While compensatory dreams are those that are, say, if you're very much religious in your wake life, your dreams might be an expression of the negative side of you that you cannot accept because there's the angel side and the devil side of you. And Jung invites the analysand in the counseling to accept, integrate together, to be individuated in the process. So some limitations and criticisms. One, empirical evidence is not as robust as other therapies. As a virtue of the vagueness, very subjective man siya, magdepend siya sa interpretation man siya, di ba, sa analyst. So magdepend siya sa ability of the analyst to look at the experience of the client. And since the client, the analyst is also a person, he would also tend to project his or her personal issues to the issues of the client. So evidence is not robust because it's difficult to study. Second, expensive, long term, and there are very few trained psychoanalysts right now. Therapists also come off as distant, withdrawn, and cold as a function of the black screen approach. And psychoanalysis has been accused of being misogynistic and biased against women. Looking at the theory of Oedipus complex, Electra complex, penis envy, and all the others, it seems to be in favor of the idea that masculinity is the more valuable gender as opposed to, yeah. Okay, that's it for psychoanalytic therapy. Let me end with a quote. Sigmund Freud said that the aim of psychoanalysis is to relieve people of their neurotic unhappiness so that they could be normally unhappy. Thank you. Questions? I'd see them in Canvas.